Hey friends, so we all thought that Gary the Galaxy was the best find we would ever have on Facebook Marketplace. And to be honest, he still is. A free Galaxy is really quite something. But I've just found something half a mile away from home and on Facebook Marketplace. I've just gone to pick it up. I've got it here. I need to show you what it is because I am absolutely over the moon at this find. So let's check it out. So, as I say, this cleaner here was literally half a mile away from my front door. Gary was a bit more of a trek to go and find, but yeah, he was definitely worth it. So let's put Gary down here and just let me show you what I've got here. Now, I'm going to start with the rods and the floor tool. As you can see, it's another Hoover contour head, so that dates it, early 90s. We've got a couple of chrome rods here, not plastic, which is interesting. So that kind of shows you that this is a slightly more higher range model that we've managed to find. Now, unfortunately, these rods are absolutely seized solid, so I'm going to have to take this up to the workshop and get this contour head out and separate the rods as well. That's going to take some heat to do that. It's quite an easy job. I can see that somebody's had a go previously. There's lots of little marks here down the end of the chrome rod. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. And you can see that somebody sort of crushed the rod here. They put some grips on it and they've tried to get the head off. So yeah, that's not really the best way to do it. You need to apply some heat and then very carefully work these apart. Also use some oil as well. That's very useful. The contour head itself is in remarkably good shape. It is really nice. There's not much wear to the top at all, and indeed underneath the base of it is really good. That is in really good nick. Quite surprising. I don't think the machine itself has had a great deal of use. So let me show you the hose next. I'm not going to show you everything in one big bang. I'm going to tease you. So just let me get the hose out if I can. There we go. So here's the hose from the cleaner. Now immediately you'll notice that this is the same bent end that Gary had on him. Hoover used this from about 1990 onwards, where they started to move away from the pip clipping. There's very bad scoring on it. I don't know if you can see that. If I hold it up, you might just be able to make it out there where they've dragged it out of the rods. It's really quite bad, so we're going to have to do something about that. And this is the machine end. Now, what could that be, hey? What could that be? It looks very much like Sensortronic 89, but it's not. And in fact, I think that is exactly the same hose. This particular machine shared the same machine end fitting with the lesser Sensortronic 89 cleaners. I'm pretty sure that would fit on one. But obviously it's not a power hose. There's no controls on it or anything. There's no wiring for a power head. So let me show you. Let me show you what we've got. Brace yourselves. It is a 1991 Hoover Vogue electronic. Look at that. A Vogue. A Vogue. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Manufactured in September 91. Model S3860. I have not seen a Vogue for 20 years at least. No, probably more than 20 years. It's been a long time. It's shocking to see one again. It really is, and it's the top of the line electronic Vogue too. So these were actually quite popular cleaners in their day. They're quite stylish actually. I've always liked Vogue. It's yeah, it's quite a cool cleaner. Made in France, as most Hoover cylinders were. And it comes with this really cool tool flap at the end here, which is in this smoked plastic. You can see through it, as you can see there. It's sort of smoked and opaque. And it has the full complement of tools. I don't think these tools have ever actually been used. Look at that. It's like brand new. This is literally how I got this cleaner. I have not done anything to it. I haven't even plugged it in yet. I thought I'd do that on the video. But yeah, the Vogue has had very, very little use. Now, unfortunately, as what always happens with white cleaners, is that it has discoloured to this cream colour. I don't know if you can see it, but this this rubber strip that goes around the side is the colour the cleaner should be, but it has turned cream. It's impossible to stop that from happening. Now, the chap that I bought this from, he'd just purchased a house and was in the process of sort of getting it ready. He said that he wanted to convert the attic into a bedroom. And when he went up into the attic, the previous owners had left stuff up there, as previous owners normally do. And he found this Vogue up there. And not only did he find the Vogue up there with all of its tools, he found it in the original box. The original box. Can you believe that? This is an original Hoover Vogue box. I have never seen an original Vogue box ever. This is just unbelievable. And what is even cooler is the fact that it's got this documents enclosed wallet on the side, and in it is a competition to win a Volkswagen Polo. That is just so cool. You could drive away a brand new Volkswagen Polo simply by entering this free competition, exclusive only to Hoover purchasers. That is wonderful. That is just, I mean, that's so cool. We will take a look at that in more detail shortly. But the box has got the address label on. So it was sold originally to Mrs. G. Watts of 12 Border Road, Port Talbot, West Glamorgan, SA12 7EE. That is just amazing. So this is Mrs. Watts' machine, which she would have bought probably early 92. I would have thought if it was manufactured September 91, it's probably sold early 92. This box is so cool as well. I love the pictures on it, the graphics. They're just fantastic. And obviously being a French-made machine, it has all of the languages on it. So it's got vacuum cleaner, Bodenstaubsauger, aspirator traîneau, aspirapolvere. That's the Italian. I'm fluent. I'm fluent in Italian. I'll have you know. It's slightly dogged at the top. There's a couple of flap. No, there's one flap missing, which is unfortunate. But there is something interesting here, and I can't show it to you on the camera. So it's got dealer's stamp. Now, this is the bit that's interesting. Dealer's stamp. It says Handler Stempel, Cachet de Vende, VENDE, Timbro del Venditore. That kind of... That's French. That's got to be French, surely. It must be. Yeah, I think so. But it's interesting because it's a panel here that you cut out, apparently. It's got scissor marks around it. So I guess you needed to cut that panel out of the box, and it's got the sticker on it. If I swim it around, you can see it. And it says S3860 in very, very large letters on it there. So, yeah, it's amazing to have the box with it. It's just so cool. So I think what we'll do, I haven't turned this on yet. I haven't even looked inside it, to be quite honest with you. I think we'll bring you down, come a bit closer. We'll have a close-up look at the Vogue, and we'll see if it works. Right, now that we've got you a bit closer, we can have a closer look at this machine. Now, there are a couple of things that are not particularly great about it. Now, you'll notice here, and you can probably see in this kind of light where the plastic is really faded and gone very yellow. There should be a couple of lenses here that cover over these lights, and those lenses have unfortunately been lost to time. So we have one here which is the bag full lamp, and this one here is overheating. It's got a temperature graphic next to it, so that's if the thermal overload control tripped, that light would come on. Now, one of these was orange and one of these was red, but I can't remember which one. We may be able to block the suction entry when the machine's running, and we'll see if we get a certain colour. And here we have the suction control slider. You just look at the dirt under that there. I mean, that has been in the full power all of its life. I suspect that has never been slid down. But we'll slide it down to curtains, and then we'll turn it on and check it out. But before we do that, I think it might be interesting just to have a quick look inside the Vogue and see what we're dealing with. So what have we got here? Okay, I always like the way these tops flip open. It's like a double hinge there, which is quite nice. I like that. That's pretty cool, actually. So you kind of get this like 90-degree angle. It doesn't come up totally like that. Interesting dust bag. I'm not sure what this is. That isn't a Vogue dust bag. I think if we look at that, that's actually a Kirby bag. I have a feeling that's from a Kirby. Let's get rid of this dirt that's just fallen out. From memory, I think Vogue took the same dust bag as Sensortronic 89. This looks very similar, and in fact this plastic moulding is the same from Sensor 89 because it's got this little bit here, this little nub that sticks out. There would be a lever here with a magnet on it. So when this was in Sensor 89, the machine could read if the bag was in place or not. So that is the same moulding. But overall, I'm not actually going to take this bag out because we will use that. I might have some bags upstairs, but that will fit it. I'm not sure. The microfilter doesn't look in too bad condition. That looks okay, I think. So let's just fold this back in. It smells a bit damp in here. I think obviously because the machine has been stored for so long. And it does seem to fit. The bottom of this section does seem to go in quite nicely. It does sort of grip the membrane of the bag, so we've got a seal there, so that's good. Now there is a filter on the back here, so if we go around the other side, open the tool flap, you've got to be very careful with these because they have the propensity to break. And if we look here, this is the exhaust filter, so we can just flip that down, pull that out like so, and there's the Vogue's exhaust filter, and it comes apart thusly. Yeah, it's all right. It's okay. It needs to clean, but it's not too bad. I don't think it's falling apart because it's not completely foam. But yeah, that's where the exhaust filter goes in on the Vogue, and you just push it back like that, and then you, I don't know if you clip it first. Oh, there we go. It clips in thusly, and then you just close the smoked cover down, and that's it. There's a slight problem with the cable rewind. It doesn't go all the way back in. It seems to be stuck. It works, it comes out, but you're left with like a meter of flex after the fact, which is not ideal. So let's just pop the power in. The machine may come on. No. Okay. So let's press the power pedal and see what happens. Ooh. Okay. It seems to be running quite nicely. I mean, it's got a nice sound to it. As I say, I don't think it's had much use. So let's pop the hose in. Like so. Sounds like there's suction leaking actually. I don't know if it's closed properly. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Well, it seems to run quite well. That's good. That's good. So it seems, I think, that this light is orange and this light is red. I think that's probably what they were when they had those lenses in there. I'm not quite sure how easy or difficult it is going to be to make new lenses for this. I think it could be a bit of a challenge, but that could be something for the Easter break. So yeah, that's good. That's good news. Our Vogue works, and it works quite well. And can I get this cable in any further? No, that's really weird. the cable rewind kind of runs out of puff at this point, and you end up with this length of cable that's just hanging out the back of the Vogue, which is not ideal. I just want to go and have a look at what leaflets I've got, because I think it would be interesting just to have a look at the 1992 Hoover leaflets brochures, to see Vogue in them, and also to see what the contemporary machines were for this particular model. So I'm going to go and grab them, and I'll see you back here in 2 ticks. So here are my Hoover leaflets, and in here somewhere we should find some brochures with Vogue in them. I'm not sure it's in this one, I think it might be the other one. Let's have a quick flick. Turbo Power 2, no, that's going to go too late. No, I don't think Vogue is in this one, so it's probably going to be in the bigger folder. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's pop that over here, put it on the machine. So let's have a look in this one. Now, I know I do have some stuff for Vogue, I'm sure of it. This is earlier, 80s, I want to go to the 90s. Got some Sensortronics, Turbo Power, I guess for the 80s, American ones, late 80s. No, that's Sensortronic, Hoover suction cleaners, Sensortronic Compact. Nope, not those. So I think maybe in this one, if I pull this one out, let's have a quick look in here and see what we've got. I know we have Sensortronic in this one. We've got Aquamaster, Aqua Plus, Turbo Master, Turbo Power, Sprite, Sensortronic 89, and Compact. Okay, so this is slightly too early. This is probably 1990, this brochure. Does it say on the back? Yes, this is March 1990, so that's a little bit too early. Pop that back in there. It's not going to be that one, I don't think. I think it may be this one. So I think this is the leaflet in which Turbo Power 2 first appeared. Is this just uprights? No, I don't think so. This should be cylinders as well. Let's have a quick look. Turbo Power 2, Turbo Power, Aquajet, Aquamaster. Ah, here we go. Here we go. So this is the first introduction of the new cylinder cleaner. So let me just move this down. Let me get rid of this a second so you can see a bit better. And we'll have a look. Oops, that's going to turn, knock the box over. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. We have Sensortronic 1500S, which is the Mark II version of the Sensortronic 89. Then we have Vogue, and then we have Sprint. So this is exactly what I was thinking of. Now, see, this is interesting because the Sprint here is, I think, did they do 2 versions of Sprint? Possibly. Now, here's Sensortronic 1500S, SC060. I do have one of these. I'd be interested to show you that. Then we have Vogue. So what we've got here is 3 of them. So there's 3 Vogues. The basic model, which I remember as being very, very popular, was the 1100 Autoflex, which was in red. As this was the base model with just on and off and flex rewind. Then we have Vogue Electronic. Now, interestingly, this leaflet says it's 1200 watts, but the Vogue we've got here is actually 1100, which is the wattage of this one. I wonder, see, this leaflet could be slightly later, because this machine may not be the early one, because the model number on this Vogue is S3860. And at this point in this leaflet, they've gone over onto the SC style model. So this is SC120. And then we have the top of the range one, which is the remote control. And it has the sort of pigtail wire that plugs into the top of the machine. So it would have gone at this point, if I bring this Vogue over, it would have gone in here. So this one has a blanking plate. But the remote control goes in there. So I wonder, this may be slightly later. Yeah, you see these sprints here. There's 3 sprints. There's the Compact Mark II version and then the 2 Mark I compact versions of Sprint. So this all gets very confusing because Hoover were going absolutely mad at this point in time, and they were producing so many different types of vacuum cleaner. It's just ridiculous. But this leaflet is dated April of '92. Now, it's possible, I suppose, that this leaflet shows the machines that we would have got in the UK, and it's just possible that this Vogue actually came from the continent. I don't know if that is possible. I mean, well, it's possible, obviously, but I don't know whether that could have happened. There's no fitted moulded plug, which would have been a clue, but this is just a standard UK style plug that someone's put on. But amazingly, it's even got this little tag here: fit plug before removing knot from cord, as the cord will pass into the cleaner should the rewind pedal be pressed. So it would never have come with a plug on it anyway, but it's got an English style tag there. So this is where it starts to get a bit weird, because we've got a leaflet that says we've got Vogues with an SC style model number, and then on the table we have a Vogue with an S number. So I don't know, guys, to be honest with you. There's some mismatch here, and this is what always happens. We always find this. This is the thing that makes this hobby so interesting. You get a reference guide here, and then you get something that completely blows it out of the water. But there's one other set of books we can check, and I'm going to go and grab them now. And those books are, of course, the Hoover Service Product Data Manuals. I'm just going to move the Vogue back a little bit, just give me slightly more room. So we'll start off with the 1991 book. I doubt very much Vogue will be in here. I think this is probably too early. I think they started manufacturing it in 91. And let's have a quick look at the reference. Just bear in mind that the model number is S3860. Ah, look, there we go. Look, Vogue. It is in there, 49 to 58. So we need to look at 49. Where's page 49? 49. Here we go. Ah, yes, there it is. Look, S3860, Vogue, introduction. These fitting notes are intended to cover only those areas which require specific instruction or are not obvious. Oh, okay. So this is actually... Oh my goodness, they are different again. So this book says that S3860, our Vogue, cord reel, swivel hose, 1000 watts, electronic speed control. But this is 1100 watts. So it does say 1100 on the bottom, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It says 1100 watts. So we've got a difference again. You know, this is just insane. This book is different from this leaflet, which is different from the vacuum cleaner. So how on earth are you meant to know what's what? So I don't know. I think I saw a date on this book that was 80. Is it 89 on it? I don't think that is accurate. I mean, it's definitely 91, isn't it? Yeah, Hoover Service Data 91. S3860. That's our Vogue. And there's the wiring diagrams. There's the exploded view of the machine. Sadly, it doesn't say much about it, which is a real shame, actually. Because normally they're saying, oh, look, and here as well, look. It's got the different contour head. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but this is slightly different, so it's not what I would expect to see with it, unless there were 2 different toolkits, of course, but no, it doesn't seem to be. You just get no consistency whatsoever with anything that Hoover did. Let me go into Sensortronic 89. Wow. Okay, so that was no help. Let's see if these books talk about the SC version of the Vogue. Let's see if we can go to the index and see if it does talk about it. Is it even shown on the dust bags? Oh, goodness me. Service update from 1990. Sensortronic cylinder cleaner hose assembly chart. That's not going to help us. No, see, this one doesn't even give an index. It's really annoying. It doesn't even say what the flipping book covers. It just gives you, okay, oh, actually no, I beg your pardon. No, here we go. Here we go. What do we got? Power nozzles. Right, now hang on. No, let's go back a bit. Brush vac, recharge power back, dustet, porta power, Sensortronic Galaxy Vogue. Here we go. 87. Right, let's look at page 87. Here we go. Someone's actually made a handwritten note here. S3858 red, S3860 white. That's the one. But this is exactly the same as the previous book, and it says 1000 watts as well, so there's no difference here. This is exactly the same as the last book showed us. Does it show the different tools? No, nothing. No, so that's the same as that one. So let's have a look at the 93 book. Ah, goodness me. Right, Brush Vac, Panther Vac, Galaxy, Compact and Sprint, Sensortronic Vogue. Look, we've got SC numbers here. So we still have S3860, but we also have SC120. So SC120 is what we saw in that leaflet. So let's go to 121. I wonder if it says, these are the new models. Let's see. Vogue. SC036. God, there was so many of them. So look, there's the three original cleaners. Then we have SC036, SC120, SC122 and SC142. And we've got, okay, and the various colours: Stellar Cherry, that sounds nice, Stellar White, Stellar Deep Rose, Stellar Red, White, White, White. So they're all white. There's just nothing to really tell them apart. 2 remote control models. Okay, so in the original series, S3864 was remote control, and in the seemingly the second style ones that we saw in this booklet, SC122 is remote as well. Okay, so that sort of narrows it down a bit. So there were, of the 3 original machines, the one we have here, S3860, is, as I thought, the middle of the road machine, but its wattage in this book is correctly listed as 1100. So I don't know what they were doing. I really, really don't. It's so odd, so strange. You can't even get any consistency between the books, and I think that is indicative of the fact that Hoover were just banging them out like mad. They would just get as many different models as you can out the door. Yeah. So there we go. So there's that mystery slightly solved. So there we go. There we have it. That's a little magical mystery tour down the road of the Vogue and the machines that Hoover were producing and selling in 1992. It might be interesting actually to do a video with all of the 1992 machines that I've got. I could put them all here and you could see them all. Unfortunately, I don't have the Mark II Compact style Hoover Sprint. That's the one I'm missing, unfortunately, which is a pain in the bum. But I do have a machine that can take its place, which is very, very close to it. And also, I'd like to talk to you more about the Vogue itself, because it's quite interesting in so much as that it's a half new cleaner. And I will explain that in the next video. It is not a 100% new machine. Hoover reused parts for this cleaner. They did it in a very clever way, I will say. So that'll be the next video. I'll show you the 1992 range, and we will compare Vogue to its close cousin, which is the Mark II Hoover Compact. So that's the plan for the next video. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly enjoyed having a look at this machine. It's been a long time since I've seen one. Really happy to have got it. I need to do some work on it now. I need to sort out its tools, get those rods apart. And yeah, So that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you ever so much for watching. Don't forget to do the usual commenting, subscribing and liking. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.